Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place, everybody. Thanks for joining in on this beautiful, if not slightly rainy afternoon. Now that we're in this current world crisis, we have to be careful with our money. We have to be cautious about where we spend it and make sure we do it in a responsible fashion. But you can still have a great luxury car during this crisis. Join along. We're going to give you 5 great options right now. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mark with Exotic Car Play Place. The first car on my list is right here. That is a 2 Series BMW. Now, of course, this one here is an actual cabriolet, and this one's a little bit more pricey, so not directly the car I would recommend, because this is the M240i convertible. But you have other great choices like this, for example. What we have here is a coupe. Now you can get this, the 230i, which is the 248 horsepower turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine. And you can either get a manual gearbox or the 8-speed auto, or you can get, like this car here, is the 3-liter turbocharged engine called the B58, and it makes about 335 horsepower. Spectacularly fast. How about performance? These cars here with the 6-cylinder engine makes a 0 to 60 time of about 4.2 seconds, which is easily as fast as the outgoing M4. Now, if you settle for the 4-cylinder, that's the 230i, these cars can wall up to 60 miles per hour in about 5.2 seconds. Plenty fast for any kind of daily driving activity. Of course, typical BMW fashion, lots of great features. You'll notice this car has a sunroof. More specifically, if you want to dress these up a little bit, if you look at this particular car with M240i, you've got the great badging there. You've got the carbon fiber tips. You've got great wheel upgrade with little M decals on it, as well as M Performance. You've got a carbon fiber mirrors. How about the front spoiler? Makes it very, very aggressive looking. So whether you want the 4-cylinder, which is a little more economical, or you want the Turbo 6, either way is a very economical way to get into a brand new BMW during these cash-strapped times. And the next cars on my list actually go to a group of Audis, and it's the 3 Series cars. For example, we have the A3 here, we have an S3, and we have the RS3. The A3s here retail for about $34,000, the S3s for about $44,000, and the RS3s are substantially more, pushing closer to $55,000, $60,000. These cars here with the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine makes for about 184 horsepower and about 221 pound-feet of torque out of this engine here. Great quattro drive system. 0 to 60, 6.6 seconds. Certainly not as fast as a 230 BMW, but still you've got the all-wheel drive system, and of course it's an Audi. What's not to love about that? Of course, the S3 over here is a little different story. The S3 is a great car. You have 288 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds. It is a blistering little machine, and honestly is a very, very good compromise for value. It's a lot hotter of a performance car than you get in the A3, but it's not quite the power that you get in the RS3. However, you're paying substantially less for the S3. Great car. You can get the DCT in these cars now. Really is the only form of gearbox available currently in this year. But again, you have the pop-up sliding display. Got the latest electronics by Audi. And if you're just looking for the ultimate and hottest transportation, you've got the RS3 here. Of course, you notice it's got a larger grille, more aggressive front spoiler on it. When you compare that to the S3, you've got a little bit different. You've got the honeycomb grille versus the horizontal stripes on that. The wheels are a little bit different, larger wheels, bigger brake package than you get on the S3. And of course, both of these are more performance tuned. Some great value, responsible transportation here, and will not break the bank in this cash-strapped economy. And so the next car on my list, number 3, actually goes to Mercedes this time. That's right, it is the A-Class A220 like we have right over here. An absolute beautiful car, and it's really consistent with the rest of the styling themes within the Benz lineup. Right here we essentially have the economy class Mercedes. Now, I only use that word with the most respect because it is just truly the best value and bang for your buck in the Mercedes lineup. As you can see, you've got the typical Mercedes wheels. You've got some great touches on the back, very much like the CLA, just a softened up version of a CLA. You've got the wonderful looking tailpipes on here. 4MATIC in this case, you can get it either front wheel drive or all wheel drive as in the 4MATIC here. Some wonderful little styling touches. A beautiful car all the way around, and the front grille just makes it very difficult to distinguish between the higher end models. This is a wonderful car, And the bigger thing about it is you don't have to feel irresponsible about buying this because it's amazing value and bang for your buck. As a matter of fact, this car retails for about $32,500. It has a turbo inline 4-cylinder engine that makes about 188 horsepower and about 220 pound-feet of torque. Connected up to a 7-speed DSG gearbox, which can help propel this car from 0 to 60 mile per hour as quick as about 6.1 seconds in the all-wheel drive version like we have here. Now, these cars don't just prove to be great value, they're actually known to have phenomenal steering response, actually handle on a dime, throttle response is very instantaneous, and the handling is excellent. As a matter of fact, it's actually liked more than the bigger brother, the CLA. These cars get great reviews, and honestly, for the dollar, you really can't beat the A-Class Mercedes in a strapped times like we have in today's economy. The fourth car on my list is the Lexus IS series. Of course, this is an IS 250. Then over here we have a 300, and here we have an IS 350. All great cars, and they all bring something a little bit to the table. The base model is a 204 horsepower, as in you find in the 250. Then you get a 241 horsepower in the IS 300. And in the 350, you get 311 horsepower if you go to the F Sport version of the IS 350. Awesome cars, great performance, phenomenal reliability, and ranging from anywhere from about $39,000 for the 250 all the way up to about 47 grand for the F Sport 350, and then this falling somewhere around $40,000 for the IS 300. It represents excellent bang for your buck. You will never have a problem with reliability with any of these cars. And during these economic uncertain times, the last thing you want to have is an unreliable car. Why wouldn't you want to have a car that's as sporty as an IS with some of the great rocker accents like you see here? You get those stylish rear taillights like you find right here. IS 350, you see the all-wheel drive. Or just the fact that it has a really, really interesting front grille on all of these Lexus. Now, some people love them, some people don't, but regardless, you can't argue that it is a little bit stylish. And again, as I say, the IS series of cars, excellent buy for cash-strapped economy. So my last choice goes to a Porsche, and it's a 718 Cayman. That's right. This one? No, not really. This is a GT4. This is big bucks. However, great car, excellent car. You really can't go wrong with this if you want to take a car to the track, but this isn't what we're talking about here. We're talking about this one right here. This is a 718 Cayman. You can get this either in the base Cayman, Cayman S, you can get the GT4. There's a few different variations, but what it means is it's essentially the Boxster Coupe. And with these cars, again, this is sort of more or less the Boxster, but these cars are a little bit lower cost. And you can buy into one of these base model Caymans, like similar to what we have here, for about $64,400 US. With that, you get a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds. If you upgrade to the Sport Chrono package, you can knock that down to 4.7. So it's plenty quick. That's certainly up there with anything of the 80s, 90s 911 turbo generation. These things are seriously fast, but it's all done with a flat 4-cylinder turbo engine. That's right, it's a 4-cylinder now, and it's turbocharged, and it makes great power. Now it makes about 300 horsepower. You get either the double clutch transmission as you see in this car, or you can get a manual 6-speed gearbox. That's right, same generation 911 will give you a 7-speed manual, but hey, the 6-speed works just fine. These cars have great design elements. Honestly, nice upgrade, really attractive looking flares on these cars. You got the dual exhaust. Again, it's a Porsche through and through, and everything that Porsche represents, styling, performance, sounds, the essence of performance driving is wrapped up into this, and a relatively low cost of 64 grand means that the Cayman, Cayman S, Cayman GT4, any of those are excellent buys. A little on the pricey side, but a much more responsible purchase if you want to get up to that next level of performance driving and luxury cars. Here it is, the Cayman. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in today. Much, much appreciated. Be sure to click the subscribe button and notifications bell if you're not already a follower. If you are, thanks a lot for joining, guys. Really, really appreciate it. As well, don't forget, click on that. You're going to love my choices for preferred luxury cars this year in 2020. Hope to see you guys real soon. Catch you then. Bye-bye.